Welcome to Crossbody Drafts, a show where we draft random wrestling topics and decide who has the better roster at the end. My name is Evan.
I am Javier.
This week, we are going to look at title belts, not their prestige, not their holders, not even their current holders, but just the aesthetic. How do they look?
Yes.
Who has the best designed title belts of all time? What do you look for in a good title belt?
When I look at it, I like it.
Holy shit, what a simple man you are. You're not talking like there's not like specific colors. You're not looking for certain things.
Because I can't even say that because there's like a lot of variance in it, like because I'm not really usually a fan of big clunky looking titles, but then also like the AEW title is pretty cool looking,
Yeah.
That's a pretty clunky title.
What is the ugliest title belt you can think of? What's one that
just God, the Divas Championship, the butterfly belt. Oh no. Scratch all that. The specifically the Impact title that Jeff Hardy had, that like purple looking one with the face on it.
The Willow title.
The Willow title was by far the worst championship belt. Doesn't matter if it's a main title, if it's a mid-card title, does not matter. That is far and away the worst title in the history of professional wrestling.
It's ugly. It's just bad. Like some of the like custom belts work. That one didn't. And then you're right. The Divas title. If you really want to, like, let's take the one seriously. And like, nah, here's a pink butterfly to fight over. Like, you fucking kidding me?
The current IWGP title is up there for me because it is so fucking disgusting compared to, what it looks like? It just looks like they took Cody's neck tattoo, made it gold, and then put that on a belt. It's kind of what it looks like.
It's not good. It's not good.
Bad. It's bad, bro.
So we are going to go back and forth, and we are going to draft 5 titles each to see who has the best roster of good-looking title belts. No Divas title belts here in this draft. Javier is going to flip the dime to see if who's going first. I'm going to call it in the air.
We've officially dubbed this the draft dime.
It's the draft dime. Drafts have at least one dime. All right, let's go. Tails never fails. It's going to be tails.
It's heads.
Father. Okay.
I don't think you've got it right one time.
I'm 0 for 3 in drafts, and that's okay. People love a comeback story. People love Rudy and all that.
I get the first pick, and I'm not going to pass it along to you like I did with the authority figures one. I'm keeping this.
Damn it.
Because there's no fucking way that I'm passing up on making sure that this title is the first pick, because it is the title. It's not the one that you think I'm going to pick. It's a title that actually merits it, which is the IWGP heavyweight title, the one specifically that Okada used in his run in 2016 to 17.
So you're looking at V4.
I believe it's V4, yes. It is, to me, the most beautiful belt in pro wrestling history. It is just fucking perfect.
You're right, though. Like, the person you picture with, too, is Okada. Like, that is the person who it's with. It's got that, like, it's very ornate. There's lots of, like, little details to it. I love that. It's like when
especially along the belt. Oh, it's beautiful.
I love when I look at, like, a Super Bowl ring and you see all the different details they put. I think the Super Bowl rings are getting a little fucking ridiculous, but
yeah,
I do like seeing all the details and stuff they put in it. The IWGP, it fits. It looks so prestigious. You understand,
beautiful, man.
And also, like, part of it is the way we think about the title is also tied into the reigns that happen with it. And obviously, New Japan has been really good in that era with those title reigns. Like, it was perfect.
Yeah, look at it, man. I don't think there's been a single person to hold that belt that I don't approve of, aside from like Evil. Actually, Evil is the one that I disapprove of. Although I don't remember if Evil got the reign with the new belt or the old one. I think it was the fourth generation one. Yeah. But it is just so beautiful. It's the best belt in wrestling. Like I said, the little line at the top with the other two that are facing away. Oh, it's just.
It was on my list. It was 100%. It was high on my list. So I'm not a surprising first pick.
It's got to be number one to me.
I don't think my first pick is surprising either. To me, it's like the pinnacle of wrestling time. It's the pinnacle belt. Give me the Winged Eagle WWF Championship. It's so freaking good. It just
That's all you.
it's Stone Cold, it's Triple H, it's The Rock, it's Mankind, it's Mrs. Foley's baby boy, it's all of that. Obviously,
You do you.
when you think of
I
the
was
Winged
not going to
Eagle,
pick that.
when you think of the Winged Eagle, who do you think of?
It's Austin. I
It's
think it's
Austin.
Austin.
So far we've got a belt we associate, I would say, with Okada,
Yeah.
and then the belt that we associate with Austin. So where are you going with your next one?
Oh man, it's tough, but okay.
There's a
So
lot of good options.
if I do the maths,
I would say we hit more on belts than we miss.
I'm not doing it. I'm not picking the one that I think I should be picking here because I know you're going to take it. So instead, I'm going to go with one that I have always personally loved, even though I didn't really watch this promotion. And I'm taking the ECW championship.
So which era, like the original ECW championship, or
the one that had the blue with the red writing on it, that gold. I think it's the original. The fucking the Taz one, man.
Actual ECW championship.
Yeah, I'm not picking that stupid purple silver looking one from the WWECW days. No, I'm taking the OG looking one, clunky in the front, the side plate, the blue side plate on the side with the gold and the black red on the end, and that big, just beautiful little build ECW, and then the world is a swivel, heavyweight wrestling, and then the bottom is just this champion. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful belt, and I knew you would pick it soon, so I had to take it.
I didn't have it on my board. I love it. I love it. It's a hell of a pick. I feel like I feel like you went to like a pro day that I didn't go to. Like I was like I'm not gonna go to Lehigh, and then you were like, I found a fucking free safety at Lehigh, and I was like, oh my god, what a pick, fantastic.
I didn't know about Damian Lillard at Weber State. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly, but it's a great pick. I think what I'm also getting the sense is that you like titles that have a lot to them. Like you like titles that have like a lot more design elements. I might like things a little simpler. I'm tempted to too. I feel like you're going to go for one of them, and I don't know if you're going to go for the other, but I like the other more. I think it's a specific design choice. I love it so much. I wish we could go back to it. I want the white strap Intercontinental Championship from WWE. I fucking love the white strap belt.
I hate you.
Is that what you wanted?
Let's pick. Go, dude.
Let's go. It's such a good belt. Who do you think of when you see it?
Oh my god! Oddly enough, I think of Cody, but that's more of a modern day issue.
Think of Cody. I also think
it's a modern day problem, but it's definitely got to be Macho Man that I think of. Not my favorite IC title though. I will say.
Okay, because I think I know the other IC
title. One was pick. It would have been the 2000s IC title, the one that's most known for, like Shelton Benjamin and those guys.
RVD and those guys,
RVD, Jeff Hardy as well. Like, that's my IC title that I prefer. It's not one I'm going to draft. I don't think it's one of the best belts ever. It's just a sentimental one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And
so, I've got two more like simplistic, very clean designs, and you've got very intricate designs, very fancy, ornate.
And we're going to keep it up because with my next pick, it's specific. It's a very specific one.
Okay.
The NXT UK Women's Championship.
Son of a bitch.
White strap. It's the men's one, just with a white strap. It's so fucking beautiful. I love that title belt more than almost any. It's just the lions on the side, or the lion on one side, the horse on the other. I understand it has the WWE side plates. That's fine. Who gives a shit? It's just such a perfect belt, in my opinion. Like, I just don't think they could have hit it out of the park any more than they did with that title.
And I remember being so stunned by the NXT UK Championship. I was like, this is the prettiest thing that we've ever seen. Like, it's flawless. And then you saw the UK Women's, you're like, oh,
yeah.
Wow.
You slap them on a white strap and you're like, all right.
Okay, this is pretty good.
We need more white stripes in wrestling, by the way.
What do you think of like colored straps? Like,
I'm a fan.
White is good. Black is good. Some of them are kind of...
No, man, because, I'll let you go.
Brand specific, I have no problem with. I don't have a problem with the red and the blue. I really don't.
That's fair.
I think the designs of some of the titles are bad, and that's the problem. Like I think the tag titles currently are bad. I would like them
You
to
know,
be fixed, please.
here's my thing: is so the WWE ones I don't think look very good. I'm not a big fan of North American Championship. I know a lot of people are, and I think that's going to
Yeah.
catch a little bit of flack. Um, I think the TNT title looks fucking great when the red strap, the Brody Lee one. I thought that was a great belt. Um, Jade Cargill, actually, although I don't think that one's on a blue strap, I think it's actually just the TBS logo's blue on it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that TNT title with the red. You know what else I think is great? The World of Stardom Championship, the obviously the star flag, but
Yeah.
the red belt. I
Yeah.
think that one's fucking great. I'm not picking it, but I think it's great. They also had a baby blue one. I think it's the future of Stardom title. All of them have a star. They just
Yeah.
changed around the color of the straps for significance. But specifically the red one, I think you can make a red strap work. I just think that the most important part of a belt just is that
It's the
design of
front
the
plate. It's the
plates.
front plate.
It's the front
Yeah.
plates. It's the side plates as well for
Yeah.
me personally. And if you just get a really good looking belt and then you put like a white, it would work. If you put a red, it would work. I also don't think Stardom did it, but I don't think you could have a colored title be the main title. I just feel like personally a main title has to have a black strap on it.
Yeah.
Just does. Just does.
For my next pick, this one is a little ornate. It does have some design, but it really is a simple design, and I think it's beautiful. Of course, we need the big gold belt.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I was just going to let you have it.
Yeah. And I consider going a couple other places, but I feel like I'm designing quite the, I don't know, like a very historic roster. Like just like these are prestigious looking belts. Look at them. They're so wonderful. Whereas you're like, look, like stand alone. If you had no idea what this was for, this is a beautiful fucking belt. Look at this belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is title.
Obviously, big gold belt. Who do you think of?
Rick. Obviously, it's Ric Flair.
It's Rick. And then the next version's Trips, obviously.
But yeah, that's the reason why I was never going to pick that title. Like you could have made that your last pick. It's because I think of that title, I think of Triple H, I think of the Reign of Terror, and I hate every single part of that. I also think of Batista, but even that gets sullied by the fact that Triple H had it. And look, man, I've always said, for as much as I hate Edge, and I think Edge got the peak of my hatred in his feud with John Cena in the mid 2000s. Triple H made Raw unwatchable to me for years, and I just could not. I couldn't do it, and I think of him, and I think of that title, and I think of his flowy fucking stupid face with his hair, and I just hated that, everything about that. So yeah, I'm not picking the big old belt. Good pick by you though.
Thank you. Where are you going to go with your next belt then?
We want to talk about prestige, we want to talk about legacy, and I'll give you one. This one's well off the board. I know it's not on your list. You don't even know what this title looks like, probably. The Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship from All Japan Pro Wrestling is by far one of it's on my Mount Rushmore for most beautiful title belts. This is my Mount Rushmore, personally, is the 4 that I have picked.
Wow.
It's a beautiful title belt. The two worlds coming together, the 3 different designs because it's a Triple Crown Championship, and all 3 have their individual design. One is literally a crown. The main front plate is built like a crown, and the one on the side looks kind of like a queen's crown a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's a crown in itself. I have
seen it because obviously we talked about Kenta Kobashi a couple weeks ago with Dr. Death Steve Williams, and we were looking up Misawa, and so obviously Misawa has held the belt a number of times. This belt is gorgeous, yeah.
It's a beautiful belt. It's aesthetically, in my opinion, probably the best visual looking belt ever. It is just so well done. It's so detailed. It has a sapphire. It has the fucking rubies, and it's got diamonds. It's gold. Now, do I know if any of those gems are real? No, probably are though, because they were hot as hell when this title was created. It's just perfect. There's so many little details that make it so beautiful, and like I said, I'm always going to choose a big belt. Always going to choose a big one.
Man, the other thing that's happened here is I've gone like all WWE main roster. I'm being very mainstream, main brand. IWGP, pulling old ECW things out of the hat. All Japan. You did the research. You did this. Your scouting department is incredible.
My
I'm going
scouting
chalk
it was
Mel
excellent.
Kiper's board, and here you are, just pulling guys out of Chattanooga State. I'm impressed.
Yeah, man, I went full Bill Belichick with this draft.
I need to show some love to tag titles because tag titles are very hit and miss. As we talked about, I don't like the current design. I also did not like the big old penny design that WWE had. I think those are bad. I think there is a debate as to what the best WWE tag title is. I also think that when I think of other promotions, their tag belts don't do it for me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't think of
Ring of Honor, no. AAW, no. New Japan, no. Impact, no.
The original, like the 90s and early 2000s, like the original WWE World Tag Team Championship belts, the one that have the world, again, it's very simple, very clean. All your favorite tag titles, all your favorite tag teams have had that belt, right? Like that's what the belt is for.
World's greatest tag team.
No, not my boys, but God, just really, really good.
Yeah, it's a good belt. I will give you that one. It's a really, really good belt.
Where are you going with your last pick? I know where you're going. Just get there.
You know where I'm going. Everyone knows where I'm going with this. If you've listened to this podcast, it doesn't even have to be from the very beginning. If you've listened to it for like the last year, honestly, I might have mentioned it last week.
I think you did.
I probably did. This to me is not only my favorite title belt ever, it is the only title that I want. It is the only replica that I want. It is one that I will absolutely get at some point and will be in the background of these videos at some point when I do get it. It's a very specific time period for me. I need it from when it finally came through in 2005, when JBL wanted it changed back to what it used to be, and John Cena said, "Nuh-uh." If you know that context, you know which title I'm talking about. It's the big spinner belt, the WWE Championship with the spinning W in the middle. It's my favorite title belt ever, Evan. It is. And it gets more hate than it should. It is an absolutely gorgeous title belt. People just hate it because the fucking W spins. If you look at the side plates, if you look at anything else on it, it's a gorgeous belt.
I have two major gripes with this belt.
Go ahead.
With the spinner belt. One, it fucking spins. I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't want to.
Were you a fan of Paul Wall? Mike Jones.
I was a fan of Paul Wall and Mike Jones.
Then how do you hate the spinners?
This is such a small thing, but I hate it too. It says champ instead of champion. And that I cannot explain why.
It says champion on the sides, man.
But it says champ because the champ was here. The
champ is here.
It's just, I don't know, something about it. It's just wrong. It just feels wrong.
Also, the reason why I hate Edge more than anything is because he desecrated this title, made it the Rated R Superstar belt, and that is just an absolute catastrophe.
That's the thing I want to talk about is the specific, title belts. Obviously, Jeff Hardy's the worst. I would say I don't consider the spinner belt John Cena's belt. It's just like he influenced the design.
The number one, in my opinion, is Smoking Skulls.
Smoking Skulls.
I love that title belt.
I had it on my list to maybe take because I was like, how much? It's awesome.
I think the worst personalized belts are either Jeff's, which I still think is number one, or the Fiend's weird little title.
Didn't like that.
But I'm not putting that above Jeff's as the worst ever because it's just the Fiend's face. Jeff's title is just ugly as fuck.
Before I make my last pick, I want to talk about some other ones that I written down, whether they were on my list or not, or like I want to know your opinion on those types of belts. What is your preferred ROH World Title?
Ooh. I don't remember what variation it was, but specifically the Jay Lethal title from the mid 2010s. So I love that belt.
Yeah, the 2012 to 2017 version.
Yes, the one that Kevin Steen had during his run in 2013. into the eventually the Jay Lethal run in the mid 2010s. That's specifically my favorite.
I think that belt is the best ROH title probably in general.
Yeah.
I think it's the best one.
I really like the original Pure title.
Oh, I don't even think I saw the original Pure title.
It looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Other ones that I had on my list, the NXT UK Championship. I'm not going to take. We already talked a little bit about it. It's just the NXT Women's, just without the white belt. Or
I really like the second NXT World Championship.
Yeah, not the Big X. You don't like the Big X?
Not the Big X, no. But the second one that does still have a Big X, but it's like blended in better.
It's a little less severe. What do you think of? And this one I've realized is very divisive online. What do you think of the Undisputed Championship, like the Brock Lesnar era belt?
Oh, I love it. Mostly because it's the world title that was around when I first started. I feel like whatever world title was around when you first started wrestling, you love no matter what.
100%.
And the Undisputed title is mine. I actually don't even picture it with Brock. I actually think of the Undertaker, like that biker taker when I think about that belt.
I think of Eddie.
Even though, no, not Eddie. For some reason, it's biker taker because I think he held the belt when I actually started watching wrestling.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably why. But no, I think of him. I like the belt. I just think it's like a really simple, nice gold with black, and it works for me. I don't know why people don't like it. I don't think it's one of the better title belts in wrestling history, but I wouldn't say it's bad.
No. What do you think of the hardcore title, the WWF hardcore title?
It doesn't do it for me.
I get what they were doing. I understand it. I understand the vibe they were going for.
Nah, man. Nah. It's just ugly.
It's just broken.
But it's just ugly. It's an ugly design.
Where I am going to go, and God, I'm torn. Actually, you know what? I am going to take, just because I need it because of its beauty, I am going to take the NXT UK Championship because I do think it's gorgeous. I think that.
Okay.
And also the way that when I saw that belt, I was floored. I was like, holy shit, we can do belts like this in WWE? I didn't know we had that in the budget. I didn't know we had that capability. But I'm going to tell you what I considered going with and why I didn't go with it.
While you do that, I am going to give mine that I considered going with over the NXT UK women's one probably. Okay. I picked that one earlier because I figured that would be on your list, so I wanted it. But if that was going to get bumped off my top, the spinner belt was always going to be the last pick. If that was going to get bumped off my my top four, it would have been for the Lucha Underground heavyweight title.
It's a good belt.
I thought it was really good belt. Yeah, not the Gift of the Gods title.
Nope.
That is a bulky abomination. But the Lucha Underground Championship, that shit is fucking beautiful.
Yeah. The one that I considered, and I realize it is because in my brain it is associated with prestige and whatever. But when you look at it, it's not the best design, is the 10 pounds of gold in the NWA.
It ain't it, dog. I'm going to just tell you right now. It ain't it.
I was like, wow, like it's historic and it means so much. And then you actually look at the belt and you're like,
it ain't it. NWA, you know, I think I like the television championship more.
The NWA. I was blinded by history. My brain was like, "Oh, this was really good," and I was like, "Oh, yeah." And no, it's
not it, man.
It's not it.
Like I'm looking at the TV title now. I think the TV title is better. Like it's an ugly belt, man. It doesn't help that I know that belt as the Jeff Jarrett Championship from his Impact days, so I hate it even more.
That's fair. So if we're looking at our lists, Javier went with the V4 of the IWGP Championship, the original ECW World Title, the NXT UK Women's Championship, the All Japan Triple Crown Championship, and the abomination that is John Cena's spinner belt.
Hater.
I went classic. I went with the WWF Winged Eagle World Championship, the White Strap IC belt, the Big Gold belt, the 90s tag titles in WWE, and the NXT UK Championship for the men. Decide in the comments. Tell us on social media who won this draft. Hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at Crossbody Work. And of course, on the YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe for more weekly videos, plus access to all video versions of our podcast. Very exciting stuff. This week on the podcast, we're looking at Nikita Koloff. Very cool. Very cool non-Russian guy. Hits the Russian sickle a lot. Very interesting. Go and watch it here or listen wherever you get your favorite podcasts. However, where can people find you on social media?
I'm on the Twitter machine at jmellosports. It's in the bio of the main account. Just click my name, hit follow, and then you're just followed to me. You get to see my feed. You get to see when I randomly comment about stuff. More importantly, I just retweet a lot of the podcast shit, so you get to see a lot of the podcast shit if you don't
That's
see the
right.
podcast stuff on the first go around.
Extra podcast stuff. I'm also on Twitter at Evan Gomes, ITSEVANGOMES. There, I didn't botch my own last name. Fantastic way to save it. Tell us in the comments who had the better draft. We will be back soon with another Crossbody Draft. We'll talk to you then.